Hello, brothers and sisters. Chad, back again for the first edition of 2022. Hope you had a wonderful holiday and a great new year. And I hope you're at least happy to be back at work, maybe get back into the routine of things. So, wanted to stop in. Lots of stuff going on. It's been a minute since we checked in, so apologies for that, COVID and holidays and all that stuff. But I want to kind of catch you guys up and let you know what's going on. So, first off, I want to say you should be proud of Local 440. We had an absolutely incredible season of giving. Lots of families and members of this community were impacted by the incredible heart and charity that this local has. Lots of people's Christmas was helped. Lots of people's holidays were aided by the incredible charity that Local 440 has. So be proud of yourself. This is definitely something that is commonplace in this local. We like to give back. We're incredibly giving. So congratulations, and we're grateful for all the work of the Community Services Committee as they spearheaded all of those efforts. So it was a great holiday season for that. Next week is union meetings. E-board meeting will be Monday at 3:30 at the hall. Thursday, our regular meetings, Wednesday night at 11:30, Thursday morning at 7:30, and then 3:30 in the afternoon. So try to make a plan. Come on down. Let's start 2022 off right. Let's get a bunch of people down there. I know you guys have questions. Bring them to the Union Hall. We'd be more than happy to have those conversations. Fill up the hall. We would love to see it. At that meeting, we will have a good discussion about what we can do to help our brothers and sisters at Bowling Green Assembly. As many of you know, in the middle of December, all the tornadoes and things that went through Kentucky had an impact on our union family at Bowling Green. The factory is actually back up and going now, but the impact is still felt. So people are still kind of rebuilding and getting their lives back together. So we're going to have a discussion about what we can do at this point to render assistance to Bowling Green Assembly. So hopefully we can have some good ideas come from that. Tomorrow we are looking at some weather. As I've been seeing it, I'm no meteorologist, but as I've been seeing it, we were expecting some snow coming in our way going into tonight and into tomorrow. That looks like it's diminished, but the possibility is still there. It's really our first opportunity to kind of have a conversation about the weather. We spoke with Rob today, and they have covered the plan for the plant as far as moving snow, making sure salt's down, making sure it's safe. And he's committed to that and has gone over that plan. So advice to you, just use common sense. Be safe driving in. Give yourself an extra 5 minutes, okay? The roads are going to be slick even if it's not snowing. Could be down to 5, 6, 7 degrees, and there could be ice on the road. So give yourself that extra time. Make sure that you're driving safe, and get here and leave in the same condition. So keep your eye on the weather. Make sure that you're aware of what's going on, and give yourself a little bit of grace period. So some of you may be aware that there have been some changes with the caravan management team this week. What we are going to see is some serious changes as to the way that they're going to do COVID cleaning. Okay, we have reached out to local management and on both sides, Caravan and GM, and they've heard us. We've pushed, and they're going to get some more robust plans in place starting now to get the plant touch pointed and cleaned so it is not an unsafe, unclean place for us to come and congregate and have our lunch and workstations and anything like that be a risk to anybody. So happy about that change. We're happy that things are going to be going in a new direction. Also want to remind people, this is the opportunity with those changes happening to be aware about how you wear your mask. Okay? We had several conversations over the past few days about they're still seeing people that are not wearing their mask properly. And up to this point, we really haven't seen anything punitive happen. I think, and Chad will back me up on this, I think that conversation has started. So they're taking this seriously. Make sure you're wearing your mask properly, okay? We really don't know what that plan is, but we know that conversation is happening right now. No, there's a lot of individual opinions, but GM has made it clear, and the union on our side has supported these measures to mitigate the effects of COVID, that we're going to wear these masks, okay? So make sure that they're covering your nose and mouth. If you end up with one that is dirty or wet or saturated, get yourself another one. They're going to make sure that plenty of them are available, okay? Wash your hands. There should be hand sanitizer out. If the supplies are not there, make sure your supervisor knows, okay? They're going to go, right now we're kind of going into a season where people have been at home with their families and they've gathered and gone to shopping malls and gone to sporting events and had family dinners and things like that. You've been around people, and the numbers are starting to show that COVID infections are creeping up. We don't want the place of work to be a location where that spreads. So we're going to take all the precautions that we have to make sure that everybody here stays safe. I'm sure that you've either heard of or know somebody in the plant that has been affected by COVID in some way, shape, or form. Let's be our brother and sister's keeper, okay? Let's do the right thing. Let's make sure our masks are worn properly and we're sanitizing, and keep an eye out that everything's getting cleaned the way that it should, okay? There is a Diapers and Wipes drive going on right now. The GM side of things is having this drive. We are helping spread the word about it. You'll see boxes out at each of the entrances. Bring in diapers and wipes. Last year, we pretty much wiped the other plants off the map with how many wipes we ended up bringing in. We're talking about plants like Fort Wayne with several times the number of members that we have. We were above and beyond in giving in that regard. So diapers and wipes, all sizes of diapers, bring them in, drop them off in the boxes at the entrance locations. They are going to local charities, okay? So even though we're in somewhat of a competition with a few other plants, those materials will benefit the members of this community, okay? So if you've got some, or you can go get some diapers and wipes, make sure to bring them in and drop them off at one of the entrances. Last thing that I have is I hope everyone is kind of aware that February the 11th is White Shirt Day. Very, very brief history. White Shirt Day is the anniversary that the UAW celebrates, because that was the day that General Motors recognized the UAW as the sole bargaining unit of the workers at General Motors. Okay? The sit-down strike lasted for 44 days. Those folks endured police brutality, management brutality, gas. They shut off the heat. Imagine having the heat shut off and you being stuck in a building for 44 days in Detroit in February and January. Had to be brutal. People were separated from their families for this, all because they believed in the right to bargain collectively. Okay? The UAW was recognized by GM on February 11th, and we celebrate it with White Shirt Day. White shirts signify the fact that we, as hourly union members, are equals with them at the bargaining table. Okay? We are working on an order right now for some white shirts. We're going to do a bulk order, and we're going to sell them down at the hall. Hopefully we'll have those in the first week of February, so people will have plenty of time to go down and purchase one. Looking to have some more details on that by the time we have the meeting next Thursday. So be looking out for that as well. With that, that wraps up my side of it. Toss it over to Chad.
Thank you, Brother Derek. First off, I want to thank hope everyone had a safe and happy holidays. Welcome back. Profit sharing will be reported out next month. Also, vacation payout per paragraph 193B. Any unused vacation will be paid out by February 1st. Some of the schedules right now look like they're softening, which was kind of unexpected. There's some moves going on right now. We don't have all the information on that, but there's more to come on that. I'm sure we'll be reporting that out at the union meeting, so make sure you show up to the union meeting. But looks like some of the schedules and volumes are a little bit lower than expected. Don't have all the details on that, but as soon as we get that, we'll try to share that information. COVID-19. I want to go over kind of protocols on COVID-19. So the first thing, if you are exhibiting symptoms, okay, the first thing you should do is call medical, okay, and that's 812-279-7234. Call them, tell them what you're experiencing, and they will guide you in the right direction on whether you need to go get tested, or you don't need to get tested, or you need to come to work, or you don't need to come to work. That's the first thing that you should do. And then if there is no one in medical that you can get a hold of to answer, there's another number. And that number is 1-800-584-2000. Okay? Again, that number is 1-800-584-2000. So if there's no one in medical, or you can't get a hold of one in medical, call that number and let them know what's going on. As far as if you're exposed by a family member, still need to call medical, let them know what's going on, because they're going to have some additional questions for you, because under the CDC guidelines, if you are vaccinated, as long as you're not experiencing symptoms, you're able to come to work. If you are not vaccinated and you've been exposed, then you would be quarantined. So those are some of the things I want to go over with folks so they know what to do. And then once all that process goes through and you come back to work, if you're having pay issues, make sure you first get with your supervisor, okay, and explain, hey, I turned in all my paperwork, I turned in my test results, I returned to work, what have you. Make sure that they're following up with that. If you're still having issues with getting paid for COVID pay that way, put a call in, we'll get involved with that. But make sure you go through your supervisor first. They need to work to try to get that corrected, because they're the ones that actually correct pay. We do not, but we do get involved, but first allow the group leader to try to fix the problem. If they run into issues, then we'll be more than happy to come down and help out those situations. But those are some of the things that we've been running into a lot with COVID pay and things like that. But like I said, first thing you need to do if you are exhibiting any symptoms is call medical, okay? And they're gonna guide you in the right direction on what you need to do, okay? And then when it comes to pay, the 60% for being exposed by a household member, there's a form you have to fill out. You have to turn in the test result of a family member. And then also basically show that they live at the household. You turn in that information, you fill that paperwork out, send that in. That's how that gets processed. As far as if you have symptoms and they tell you go get tested, and you go get tested and you come back negative, there's not paperwork per se that you fill out. That's where medical has to fill that out, and they send that in. Okay. For folks who were out because they possibly tested positive, depending on how long you're out, could be a situation where you go on sick leave, for a simple fact that it could be longer than 3 days or 5 or what have you. So those are other options where you'll need to contact benefits, which is area code 812-279-7255. So if that's a route you need to go, make sure you get a hold of benefits on that. I know there's a lot of movement going on right now down in the south right now with the CSS uplift, and that is due to some of the schedules softening and SGE. Like I said, we'll have more additional information on that. SPM and CSS are two other areas that we're hearing that volumes are softening a little bit. We don't quite understand the CSS. More to come on that. SPM's a little bit of an anomaly. Like I said, we'll have more information, but that's what we know of right now. Those could possibly change, but we need to get additional information. Once we do, we'll try to share that and what type of impact that it's going to have on us as a plant. Also, we're still pursuing trying to get our status changed so folks are able to transfer out. Since the SPM announcement that it's going to phase out, we're still working on that. So once we find out, hey, that will happen or it will not, right now it's a no, but we're still actively working on it on our side to try to see if we can get that pushed up sooner versus later, because we do know some folks that are wanting to transfer out, and it makes sense that way, but this is the process that has to go through. So once that gets completed and our status does change, that will open up some additional windows and avenues for folks to transfer out. I know that's been a lot of questions on folks when it comes to that. Hey, has that changed yet? Unfortunately, or as of right now, it has not. But we are still actively working on that and working with management on their side as well. But right now, it's just where it's at right now. But hope to see everyone at the union meeting. Again, there's going to be some cool, very cold weather coming in and possibly some snow. So again, try to give yourself a little bit of extra time, get your windows scraped off so you arrive here safely. So see you at the union meeting. Solidarity.
Solidarity.